Hi, I'm Mr. Brower. I teach all things physics, astronomy, chemistry, engineering, all kinds of fun stuff. I coach track and just have a good time around here with the kids. Also, my biggest pet peeve is all the boys that like to hang out in the science bathroom. It's gross, it's stupid, stay out.
Hi, I'm Dr. Force. I am a science teacher. I teach mostly sophomores and juniors, and I teach forensic science, chemistry, college now chemistry, sometimes physics, and engineering and design. I'm also the advisor for robotics, and I also do science fair if you're interested in that. My biggest pet peeve is when students take a chair because they want to join another group and then they don't return it back to the original table.
Hi, my name is Quintessa Bell and I'm the FFA advisor. I also teach the agriculture courses. I would have to say my biggest pet peeve is when you guys share answers instead of looking for them in the book where they are.
Hi, I'm Miss Lewis and I teach all the life sciences like biology and anatomy and physiology. And I'm the advisor to the environmental club. And I would say my biggest pet peeve is when students ask me to repeat directions over and over again.
Hello, I'm Ms. Ike. I teach 10th grade and 11th grade language arts creative writing, and this year I'm going to be coaching our team for Oregon Battle of the Books, which I'm very excited about. And my biggest pet peeve is when students don't put their independent reading books away at all or put them back on the wrong shelf. Put them back where they belong.
I'm Miss Tarian. I teach language arts and yearbook. I advise Social Justice League, and we're gonna have a yearbook club. And my biggest pet peeve is when people congregate in the hallways.
Hey there, Mr. Howell here. Howell's the name. Language arts is the game. I teach 10th and 11th grade English, teach honors classes, also do 9th grade success this year. So looking forward to having you in class. My biggest pet peeve is when students, excuse me, got a call. Oh, my biggest pet peeve is when students pull out their cell phones and text instead of doing their work. But anyway, glad to have you in class.
Hi, I'm Christy Stahl. I teach AP US History, AP Lit, and I'm the advisor for student government and leadership. My biggest student pet peeve by far is when kids pop their gum.
Hi, I'm Mr. Leach. I teach language arts here at Junction City High School. I also coordinate the GSA, one of the clubs, and my biggest pet peeve is students being on their phone in class.
Hi, I'm Miss Bino. I teach math, computer science, and I also lead Skills USA and robotics. My biggest pet peeve is when students call me bruh.
I'm Mr. Johnson. I teach a variety of math, like math and games, and also personal finance, 9th grade success, and data science. My biggest pet peeve is people who litter.
Back further. Hi, I'm Mr. Shelley. I teach algebra and algebra 2 and calculus and 9th grade success. I'm a golf coach, I'm a chess advisor, and my biggest pet peeve is people who try and do air quotes but are so lazy that they only do it with one hand. It drives me crazy.
No.
Angela Curtis. I teach Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2, and my biggest pet peeve is the vandalism that occurs when people tear things, rip things, and draw on things that they shouldn't.
Hello, I'm Mr. Tedrick. I teach freshman global studies, senior economics, and an elective called philosophy. I play the guitar and I often give people guitar lessons. My biggest pet peeve, drama.
I'm Mr. Limbo. I teach United States history, and my biggest pet peeve is bad hair days.
Hello, I'm Mr. Biddle. I teach social studies, mostly to seniors. Hopefully they're interested in the topics that I teach. As a girls basketball coach and girls golf coach, I don't support any clubs, but if you want to do a sport, maybe you'll see me. My pet peeve is put your name on your paper.
How's it going, everybody? Tony Stavros here, working at the high school. I teach resource math, resource language arts. I'm also the baseball coach. My biggest pet peeve is when kids are late to class.
I'm Katie Kraft. I teach life skills and functional skills here at Junction City. I don't have any extra roles because that takes up all my time. And my biggest pet peeve is when people don't know how to merge in traffic.
My name is Miss Esplin. I am a resource room teacher, so I kind of like a study hall, work on all kinds of subjects. And my biggest pet peeve is students who don't have pencils.
I'm Mrs. Doty. I teach weight training, PE1, some PE2, yoga. I also am in charge of the Bridge program in 9th grade success. I will be a 10th grade team teacher this year. My biggest pet peeve, if you've had my class, is Crocs and anyone saying sport mode. I hope they all burn.
Hi everybody, I am Mr. Nussel. I am going to be teaching PE this year, and I am also the boys' head soccer coach, so come on out and play soccer with us. And I guess if I had to put biggest pet peeve as a teacher, it would be people who say they turned in a piece of work, never created it, and want it to be my problem to solve.
Hi guys, I'm Miss V. I teach health. You'll have me sophomore year and you'll have me senior year. I don't do any clubs, but I am a freshman team advisor this year, and my biggest pet peeve is students who just won't talk in class.
Hi, I'm Ms. Lucier. I teach culinary arts. I also run the Gay Straight Alliance here at Junction City High School. We meet on Thursdays at lunch in the culinary room. One of my biggest pet peeves is leaving knives in the sink, especially with soapy water. Super dangerous. They need to be set in the side of the sink. Also, knife safety. Handing it over blade first, keeping it down at your side. Always practice knife safety in the classroom. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Andrew Zeiler. I am the new band and choir teacher here at Junction City High School. My primary performance medium is percussion, but I also play trumpet, trombone, mellophone, bassoon, and alto saxophone. I've done public performances on each of those. I'd say my biggest pet peeve is watching a student drink a sugary beverage and then play their instrument immediately afterwards.
Hey, I'm Mr. King. I teach the wood shop and drafting classes and metal shop. I'd have to say my biggest pet peeve as a teacher is when students take shortcuts and they hurry up through projects instead of taking the time to put their effort into it and really learn and make something they're proud of.
Hola, soy Senor Robbins, Don Lorenzo. I teach Spanish. I did teach French. I'm the advisor of the guitar club. However, I'm only working half-time this year, so I'm not going to be here during lunch unless there's popular demand for the guitar club. My biggest pet peeve, I think that students should dress their teachers with some kind of a title, Mr. or Mrs. or Professor or something like that. One of my big pet peeves is being addressed by just my last name. Have a great year, everybody.
All right, I'm Mr. Cook. I teach art here at the high school, and I am in charge of art club, and we're always looking for new members. I also help out, I'm not the tennis coach, but you can come see me if you're interested in tennis, and I'll help out because I'm friends with Ty Michalek. And my biggest pet peeve is when kids don't clean up the art supplies and then they get ruined and I have to throw them away.
Hi, I'm Mr. Southwick, JCO team teacher for everybody over at JCO. My biggest pet peeve as a teacher is when students don't communicate enough with me.
Oh, of course.